What if we wanted to allow nulls to be included? Well, we have to make some changes to the SQL command, and this is starting to get a bit more advanced. So if you're not doing SQL, don't worry, this sort of thing, you just need to be aware that where it's blank, it won't pick up blanks. Right, so for those of you who do want to know a bit more about the SQL, we're going to copy this product categories, and then we're going to go to this particular data set, and we're going to use a data set embedded in the report. And I'm just going to paste what we've currently got. Next, I'm going to say select, and what I want is a product category ID nil, product subcategory ID nil, product name null, null. And I'm going to union that with what we've currently got. So hopefully you know about unions. If you don't, it's available in my teaching TSQL course. Very useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the previous thing, what I've got, I should have this in single quotes, not doubles, and add an extra row to it, which just contains a lot of zeros and the word null. So now let's have a look at that. So if I have a look at the preview, we now have this word null at the top. Now just because it's an extra row, so just because it says null, it won't actually affect anything. Instead, what we have to do, because there isn't an actual category called null, is go into the SQL and say where this is equal to that. So we need to change the where condition to this, where the product subcategory ID in the parameter, or the product subcategory ID is null and 0 is in the parameter. So in other words, one of the parameter values is 0. You need to also make sure that in the parameter set we have the allow multiple values ticked. So now if we go into the product report, go into preview, so we can select null, and we have all of those where the product ID is null. If we select mountain bikes, road bikes and touring bikes, which are categories 1, 2 and 3, we still get those. And if I select all, then we get everything including the nulls and those which do have non-null values. So a bit advanced there if you've got SQL experience. What you do is you change the data set so that there is a union with your null value to allow nulls to be created, and then going to your data set, your shared data set for your report, and make sure that those nulls are allowed in. And remember, we're not actually allowing a null in the parameter, which is why this is not a null value allows bit. Instead, what we are doing is we are allowing a 0 to be used as a parameter, and then we are testing for that 0 in the shared data set.